Hey, what's up, everyone? Just wanted to let you know that today's Grindcast is going to be partnered with Nash Nutrition. They're known for their all-natural protein bars called Nash Bars. They have 20 grams of protein. Nash Nutrition operates out of my hometown, Youngstown, Ohio, operated by husband and wife duo Chad and Hannah. They combined Hannah's background as a nutritionist and Chad's background in pro powerlifting and fitness coaching and created a product that's gluten, soy, and dairy free and has no artificial sweeteners, fillers, or preservatives. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is important to me. Everybody knows that. So I was super excited when they sent me some of their Nash bars, which came in 4 different flavors. We had peanut butter bliss, blueberry coconut cashew, dark chocolate chunk, and peanut butter chocolate chip. This one's peanut butter bliss right here. Make sure you show them some love and place an order at mynashbar.com. And they're good too. I had a few of them already.
Count money, man. Stack riches. Trying told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome to the Grindcast. Simon Arias here. Get ready, it's a new day. What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of the Grindcast. Get ready, it's a new day. Of course, we got Big Perm in the house.
What's up,
we
y'all?
got another special guest, my really good friend, Bobby Steele from RJ Steele in the house. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Simon? My dog, Bobby.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I know how busy that you are as a husband, as a father, as a business person, as a board member at Inspiring Minds that goes above and beyond the call of duty, for everybody, man. I'm just grateful to have you on here. I know you're going to add a ton of value to the listeners. So, somebody was asking me downstairs before I got up here. They were like, how did you guys meet? And I think what's cool about how Bobby and I met is through really the youth program that we both support right now, Inspiring Minds. And so, I had a golf outing in Youngstown, a fundraiser years ago for Inspiring Minds Youngstown. Yep. And, I tried to get people to come out to support. We had a decent group that came out. But what's crazy is, people that you think would come that are close, don't show up. And then I had a group of people, that I barely knew, and Josh and the group, they drove down from Pittsburgh all the way down to Youngstown to golf in the golf outing. And it blew my mind, of how down to earth they were. I knew of, Bobby, through others. We had casually met before, but never really had the opportunity to talk. And Emery, who owns Armina Stone, was there, and then Josh, and all of them came down with all the exotic whips.
Yeah. Oh, that's the day, right?
All the exotic whips.
All the exotic whips, and the orange ones.
And came out.
Yeah. That was
and
nice.
that's how we we linked up and we met that day. And then over time, they would just support. They would just always support, awesome, be charitable anytime we needed anything. And we started to just help people in Pittsburgh together, and stuff. And then from there, it just evolved into, why don't we open up a youth program like that here in Pittsburgh. Wow. And, Bobby has gone above and beyond, the call of duty, like times 10, hands-on with it. He's hands-on with the kids, comes down to the Stowe Rock School, helps. He's taken a bunch of our kids to Sarasota, where he goes and has a place and knows everybody. He's like the mayor of Sarasota. And he's taken all the Inspire Minds chapters. There's like 100 kids coming down, and Bobby's like, set it up, man. He got a heart of gold. So, Bobby, I'm looking forward to having you share some of your story and your journey, with the listeners. I know the thing that you're most proud of, is being a husband and being a father, and we'll get to that. But why don't you give the listeners a little bit of your background and your story?
I appreciate that, Simon, and thank you for having me, guys. Perm,
sure.
Appreciate it, man. A little background about me. I grew up in Washington County, down and went to Chartiers Houston High School. I graduated in 1993. From there, I went to the Marine Corps. got out of the Marine Corps.
Thank you
came
for your
home.
service.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
They'd be proud to see you're still in uniform.
Yeah,
That's it. Still.
Anyway, this is what I love about Bobby. You want to talk about keeping it real? We could go to a 7-star restaurant, and I'm like, Bobby, you in uniform, dog? Black T-shirt, camo shorts is what they're going to get out of you.
That's what they get every time, man. Everywhere we go. Camo shorts and a black T-shirt. So after I got out of the service, I came home, and a little bit before I went to the service, I was about, say, 15 years old, and kids are starting to get jobs and stuff like that. We didn't know what we was going to do, and my buddy's mom was like, "Hey, you guys want to sell some weed for me?" I was like, "Sure." I didn't know much about it, but I was like, "Yeah, what do we do?" So then she started showing us, she's showing us how to bag it up and stuff. So we started doing that. And, man, I'll tell you, I got really good at it, like real good.
Yeah.
Like so good that the Mexicans from Arizona came up to meet me and was like, "Hey, what's this kid doing?"
Right.
So we get going on that. A little bit later on, stuff starts to happen and we get in some trouble. And I left and went to the Marine Corps. Got out of town, went to the Marines, and my other buddy went to prison for 4 years. So I figured a change of pace, get out of there, get that done. Got into the Marine Corps. Everything was going well. Excelling. Got meritoriously promoted from private lance corporal to a corporal. Things were going well. Got out, came home. When I came home, it was the same thing. Like, didn't know anything, didn't really, have anything else going on. So picked right up where I left off. Getting in trouble. Hustling again. This time we moved up from weed to selling some other stuff. Met back up with our guys from Arizona. Things got real big real quick, and then 2003 everything all crashed down on me. Got arrested, got sentenced, did almost 10 years in prison for it.
A decade.
Wow.
Almost 10 years, it was crazy. It was an eye-opening experience. I thought I was running a legit business. We had Steeler tickets. We had meetings and had dinner. You know what I mean? We had everything but a 401k going on. I thought it was legit, but I guess they thought otherwise. So I'll tell you, is January. I got arrested January 2003. I'm still in the penitentiary, just acting up. I'm young. It's all I knew. It's all I was going to do. And July 6, 2006, I was talking to my father on the phone, and he told me that I was going to see my daughter grow up in pictures and that I'd never, amount to anything, and that was the path that I was on, and that he accepted it. My daughter got on the phone with me the same day, same time, and I'm talking to her, and she told me she was going to be a doctor so she could fix me because I was broken.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So that moment, and I tell you that moment, and I mean this from out of my heart, that moment, I went back up into my cell, shut the doors, and just, pretty much ask God, why? Why can everybody else see it and not me? What's going on in my life? Picked up the Bible and I read it. Didn't understand it. Didn't understand it. It wasn't making sense to me. I was reading it and flipping back to something else that I read and was like, wait a minute, I read this, makes no sense. Right. Why? What is it saying? And then I came, and just came through. And from that moment on, I've changed my life. I stopped counting my time and stood up and started making my time count from that moment. I went and I got into some drug programs and some counseling programs and took some college classes, and I'm telling you, from that day forward, I stopped taking and started giving back. And fast forward to where we are, I get out of prison June 1st, 2010. I got to go to this Gateway halfway house in Pittsburgh over by Kennywood. I get a job. They hire me at this gas and oil company, and I put on my application, when they'd ask about a felony, I said I would discuss at the interview. I'm on a work release program, and I'm out working. So we're out working one night. It's late at night, and they're like, "Hey, we can't go home." And I was went over to the supervisor. I was like, "Dude, I gotta go home." You know what I mean? I'm on a work release program.
Right. I gotta go.
You know what I mean? I either go home or they're taking me back. So then he's like, "What do you mean you're on?" So he starts getting all upset, and then luckily for him though, but they They take me back. The next morning, I got to go into the operation manager's office. He takes me in, and he's like, hey, what, I mean, you didn't disclose none of this. We should fire you right now and this and that. And I said, but sir, I did. Clearly said on my application, we'll discuss at interview. I said, had I been the interviewer, I would have asked that question, but I wasn't the interviewer, And he was like, oh, you're right. You got a point. And then the supervisor that brought me home that night was like, hey, don't let this guy go. There's something about him. Don't let him go, And to that, I made it to a supervisor, then to superintendent and operations manager, then vice president of operations in that company. All along, just still had that stigma on my back about like been in trouble, felony convictions. Another thing too, I came home. My driver's license were suspended till 2052. Wow. Yeah, 2052. I started writing all these letters. I was tired of taking the bus everywhere. Like I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. This is back when I was in shape. Though. I was like working out. So I came home. So I'd take a bus from Gateway to downtown at like 4:30 in the morning, and then go to the gym for 2 hours, and then go to work. Catch a bus to Mount Washington, then to Cannonsburg, work all day, get back on the bus, go back down to the city, go back down, and then usually miss the last bus, so I have to run down the train tracks to get into the center before my curfew time. And I'll tell you, there's one night stands out. I'm running down the tracks. It's raining. It's miserable. I worked all day, and right over the hill, you could hear like live club music and all that, and people were just having a good time. And I'm like, man, is this all worth it? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But in my back of my mind, I always got my daughter telling me, she's going to fix me. So I'm like, all right, so just keep running. Back to the center, get back in, get signed up. Things are going good. I'm at night writing letters to all these places that had my driver's license suspended, just telling them where I've come from, what I've done, and where I'm going, and what I want to do. And slowly but surely, and they just start sending letters back, lifting them. Then I had like 2 real tough ones. I saved up some money, reached out and got this attorney, driver's license attorney, paid him. He did his thing. I got my license back in 6 months.
You got out.
6 months, yeah. 6 months. So literally from 2052 to 6 months later, December of 2010, I got my license.
So there's lessons all over the place in this already. I mean, is the first lesson is just because you see something that somebody tells you doesn't mean that you can't change that. A lot of people would just say, I'm done 2052.
Accept
if
it,
you're persistent with it. And then, a lot of people would have came out, with those circumstances, taking the bus, coming home after 10 years, whatever, and just chalking it up and saying, what else am I going to do? I might as well go back to the streets, going back to do stuff like that. Right. And you said, I'm going to grind it out. Yeah, I'm gonna grind it out and start to work your way up.
And to be honest,
through this company.
The old me would have did that, but something had changed, man. Something changed in me, and I would have done it. I would have gave up, and I would have went back to that easy road. But I figured, nothing good comes easy. I got to work, and I got to work hard for it. And then I started realizing that there was more that I needed to do than just take care of me. I needed to give back. I needed to show that there is a way, that having a felony conviction and that being in the penitentiary for almost 10 years and all this stuff doesn't define who I am today. I just used that, just more motivation to give back. Then I started speaking at prisons. I go back to prisons to this day, and I speak on that there is life after prison, and don't let them hold you down, and don't let your past be who you are. Change it. Go get out and work hard and get a job, and take these steps, slow steps, small steps. Not everybody's going to get out and run a company. Not everybody's going to get out and have everything handed to them. It just doesn't work that way. You got to keep going.
How long were you out before you started your company?
I was out for 5 years. 5 years. It had taken me.
So that's what people don't see. Right now they just see
they have it right now.
Lamborghinis,
Right,
beautiful
sure.
family
Yeah, sure.
Lamborghinis, living life.
Sure.
Must be nice, Bobby.
I hear that
Must
all
be
the
nice.
time. I hear
Was it nice taking the bus?
No.
Nah.
Was it nice? Was it nice with no license for 6 months? Was it
Not
nice
at all.
5 years
No.
before you owned, your own
Right.
started that company?
No, not at all.
And then that had to be a journey
It
from
was-
the time you start the company to
now, where
now.
we are today, and that was the thing too, with everything that's going on, every step forward, you worry about the 3 steps back.
Right.
I mean, you worry about setbacks and stuff. But I just kept telling myself, I'm just going to keep grinding, I'm going to keep moving forward, I'm going to keep helping as much as I can. I looked at it like whenever I was selling drugs and doing all that, I took for many, many years, just took. So it's my time to give back as much as I can. And like the thing that you just hinted on, it must be nice. I hear that all the time.
All the time, dog.
All the
Yeah.
time. It must be nice. And most people that say it to me don't even know me, don't know my story, don't know what happened at my life. I'm blessed. I do have a beautiful family, which keeps me grounded and keeps me humble. And
How many
keeps me
kids you
moving.
got?
I have 4 kids. I have 3 daughters and I have a son. Who are everything to me. I want them to be, I don't ever want to hear again that they're going to fix me. I'm here, I was put on earth to protect and provide for them and fix the things that they needed. Wasn't put here for them to fix me, but they did, but she did. My daughter Haley, who just turned 21, and man, I'm so proud of her. She has her own house, she's 21 years old, financed her own house. Her and her boyfriend are doing great, living good. I'm super happy.
So your oldest is 21, huh?
21, yeah, just turned 21. And then I have a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old daughters, 2 daughters who are amazing young ladies. They are just super sweet and caring and loving and giving. And it's just so overwhelming
Crazy.
to see them give back, without any question. They're just there to help and anything. And I throw all kind of stuff at them. Don't get that. I throw everything at them. I call them up and be like, hey, we got this thing with Jamie's Dream, which is another nonprofit that we help out, which is for terminal young children. We go and give them their last dream, whether it's riding a horse or going to Jellystone National Park, or we're going to try to get a couple up in a helicopter, whatever we can do for them.
Sweet,
My little
man.
girls are like, let's go,
Sweet,
Dad.
man.
We're right here for you. We'll do whatever.
So 5 years, you started that after you left, right?
5 years.
5
yep.
years. Now, how did you come up with your name?
So the name RJ Steele Construction, my name is Bobby, but my real name is Robert John Steele, and my wife's middle name is Josephine, Megan Josephine Steele. So we combined the R and the J in our last name and made RJ Steele Construction.
love it.
So that's how we come. I mean, it's great. I always want her to be a part of what's going on, Not always listen to her, but I always want her to be a part of it, and
Great woman too.
Yeah.
You can't do this type of stuff and all that without that type of supporting, cast,
can't.
supporting woman at home like that.
It is crazy too, because they don't get enough credit for what they do behind the scenes. I mean, we're always out here, doing what we're doing, but the women behind the scenes, all
time.
of them, they do so much for the children, so much for us. They support all the things that we do when we come home. We're like, hey, we're taking 100 kids to Sarasota. Pack your bag. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, no problem.
Tell me when people say, must be nice, what are a couple things that, to people that don't know, you and what you've been through that you would say that people don't see when they say it must be nice? Like when you could think of moments of how you got to where you are.
So I think it's like, it's the moments like, and they say it must be nice when I'm sending out emails at like 10, 11, 12:30 at night and still answering the phone at 5 a.m. You know what I mean? Like it must be nice. I'm always working. I'm always trying to think and try to do more, always sacrificing time with my family and my kids so that I can be out there and do more, looking at jobs out like late at night, because most people get off work 5, 6 o'clock, and I send our superintendent Roger and all them and our office staff go home. I go in and make that happen. I'll go out and check it out, look at them, and then take them notes. Usually my notes are wrong. They got to figure it out, but I take it to them. Like, here, figure this one out for me. But the like all the other things too, like they don't realize like the stress and the worry, and it's not for only me. We have like 50 employees, you know, that we worry about. That if I make the wrong move, that their families and their lives are affected by it. So I need to make sure that I'm always trying to stay one step ahead to keep everybody going, you know. And I don't think too that a lot of people realize how personal it is. Like, I care. Like, if I see you out, I want you to be like, hey, that's a good guy. I don't want you to be like, oh, look, that's a no good for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I always want, like, like put that out there. I want everybody.
But you won't make everybody happy.
No.
You can try.
No. Yeah.
You could be as good-hearted as you want, but not everybody's always going to approve.
Like,
in
man,
your
we love
human.
you, Bobby.
For sure.
So how do you handle that?
So the hardest part about, I think, it all was me learning and having to accept that the best decisions aren't always the most popular ones. You know, like, and I gotta make a decision, and sometimes it's going to affect people, and they're not going to be happy about it. So I just do my best. You know, I pray a lot. I look for guidance, Simon. I mean,
how much has faith played a part in your journey, do you think?
Oh, it's played a major part in my journey, and I'm going to be the first to admit that my walk with God has been a roller coaster ride. You know, some days it's up, some days it's down, but at the end of the day, it always ends with Him. You know, my faith is strong and it's unwavering. You know, and it's faith and family and country, and you know, everything is the above. We just keep moving, keep grinding, keep rolling forward. You know, every obstacle that they throw at us. You know, that's one thing about me. I don't try to go around them anymore. I meet them all head on.
Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome to the Grindcast. Simon Arias here. Get ready, it's a new day.